Now we're live.
Alright, we're live.
We are live. Jeez, what a hectic start to the podcast. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to RW Podcast, episode number 3. Who would have thought it?
3.
I'm going to do that every podcast.
Who would have thought it? Yeah.
Each week we started like, who would have thought it?
All
Still
here,
going.
all still alive. No one's dead yet.
The live show in 10 years. Who would have thought it? Episode 1000.
It just ends after this. Like, who would have thought it? Us.
I heard you booked Limelight last week.
Yeah.
Live show.
The toilets.
The toilet man.
It's only, he's only subscriber that we've got at the moment. Like,
So what have you been up to, lads, last week?
It's probably a really good week for gigging and stuff. I really enjoyed myself.
right, go on, blow smoke up your ass there.
I had a good time. I was gigging with all my chums, and I had a lovely time in Portrush and a lovely time
Who's
in
one
the
of your
Moy.
chums?
Pete Giffen.
I call you more of a work colleague than a chum.
Chum,
like.
yeah. You're a guy who I see at gigs and have to interact with.
Fair enough.
We just have the old beer together, and
We'll put it this way, the form is good all around after last week's gigs and stuff again, how we're all doing.
we've just scudded ourselves by saying this. The
What do you
next
mean?
gig,
We're
the
gonna
next
shake
gig,
gigs
yeah.
now from now on.
Yeah. Well, naturally, like, yeah. No such thing as shake gigs when the boys run the line up.
I've,
So
that now.
arrogant. It's just,
Cut that now.
Also, I am going to address that I'm sitting in an American football top and said that statement of some reason pure arrogance this week.
Spring break,
Yeah.
Chad Hogan's
Honestly,
coming.
they're like, Sean, you'll never get the used to that jersey. Look at me now, mum. Look at me now.
On a podcast with 12 listeners. I've made it.
Everyone watches on Spotify too. Fuck.
I know. I had my first ever time headlining during the week there. Which I was happy about. It was in Chicken Box Dairy, which is where I done my first gig. So it was a nice wee full circle.
Such a lovely nostalgic wee post it was up to. Is like, this guy started from nothing.
Yeah.
It almost reminded me of like a weird,
And
like,
he now has a slight wee bit more. But on the grand scheme, still nothing.
Yeah,
But no, it was good. I enjoyed it. And then we both done the Moy on Saturday.
yeah.
in
Saturday
Kieran,
afternoon, and
with Paddy and William, and I was Paddy McDonald and William Thompson, and I was a massive nerd and asked Paddy
You fanboying?
for a wee photo. I felt like such a dick because like I wanted to get a photo of him because I said he's like one of the people I want to gig with just because he's blew up in the past wee while and he's been fantastic. And I was sitting and he opened and I went on second after.
okay,
So I didn't want to like bother him before he went on stage.
true.
But at the same time, he had to shoot on afterwards. So I was just sitting there and I was like, can I get a photo of you, please, man? Felt like a fucking loser, like.
it's one of the ones as well where he just done that well as well that like as soon as he was done, Sean Haggerty was like, "No, we'll call the break now."
Yeah, because it was
There
meant
was
to
that
be-
much hate. He was just like,
Yeah, everyone just got up.
No
and
one
like,
can follow that.
Yeah.
Because I was meant to go on straight after. I said to Sean was like, I'll just bring you straight on. Paddy done like about half an hour, done class, and when he
Fuck.
came off, everyone got up to go for a piss and get a drink. So there was like half the audience there, and Sean was like, "Oh, we'll just go to the break." And
That's a
I was
great shout.
Happy days.
That's
like,
a
I was
great
like, "That's a
shout.
professional shout," because I
Yeah.
would died my whole like.
Otherwise, I would have kept running on.
That spot in the Moy as well. It's absolutely lethal. I think it's a really good crowd or something.
Did they
They're
do it in
all
the
mad,
outside part again?
Yeah, but they're all mad. Like, so it's a
I've
great
never
crack.
done it on in the bar. That was my first time doing it outside.
I think there's something about them, like, so I know it's not a rural place, like, but like, do them places that don't see any comedy, and there's
is
just one wee
culty as
spot.
fuck, like.
Yeah, it is culty, like, but it's like one of them places like they don't have any comedy, so when it comes, they're all off the crack, and they all
Yeah,
think they're
it's
hilarious
lethal.
bastards who are all up for it. Like, do you
It's
know
the
what I
same
mean?
people every week that go to it, like
Is
the
it, yeah?
audience members, like live.
Talal's just biggest fan club. They all
Yeah.
seem to love him. He's like a celebrity down there.
Talal's king of the town. They're like they all like cheer him on when he comes on. It's lethal. Like
Shout out to Lal, by the way. What
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
absolute
Gentleman.
fucking
Remember
gentleman.
the first time we did it, he was like, he wasn't on the lineup, and everyone was like, "Where's Talal?"
yeah, the king of the Moy. Like
Do you know what? Some fella came into the gig late, and Paddy McDonald started calling the guy Shaggy. Now, Talal's nickname is Shaggy,
Yeah.
but Paddy McDonald didn't know that. Paddy McDonald was just slagging some guy who walked in
Fuck's
late.
sake.
So he was all Shaggy, and because all the audience know Talal is Shaggy, everyone was all, what the fuck?
fuck's going on?
But you couldn't like communicate to Paddy on stage that like that actually just happens to be his
That's
nickname.
hilarious. Because I'll actually on the gigs thing, because like I went to Crumlin this week, and
Yeah.
like first of all, like you just leave Belfast, drive out these windy roads, and next thing there's just a street, and you're like, "Welcome to Crumlin." You're like,
Yeah.
"What the?" fuck? But I pulled up, and I was like, I was sort of doing like a more like not risky set, but like sort of like Catholic-y, probably Northern Ireland banter thing.
Okay.
I pulled up outside the bar and looked across, and there was just like a fucking orange hall with the Queen's picture of the Jubilee and all celebrating. And I was like, "Oh no!"
That
Because-
bar is Finian as fuck.
Oh
though.
no!
Yeah, it's a great
Because
spot.
I was looking at it and it said on the poster outside it was like trad session Sunday. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we're good. But you'll learn over the next while. Like my knowledge of Northern Ireland is horrific. You're like going into places, what the divide is, and blah 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 blah.
Knowledge of where?
Northern Ireland.
Never heard of it.
No, stop. Me neither, bro. But I don't know nothing about them places. Like I met a boy in uni and he's like, "Oh, from Portadown," and I goes, "Oh, it must be nice because like you know you're near the coast and all, and you can see the sea and all." And he's like, fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, port it down, like it's a port, and he's like,
It's not a port.
You're absolutely.
It's a town over
Is
from
it?
Lurgan, like that's
I know
where our
where it is now,
rivalry
like,
is.
but I was just like, what a fucking
Sure,
stupid
it was like
statement.
it was in Dyer on Thursday, and Phil Galt was all, "Oh, it's good to see you have like a gig more closer to home." I was all, "I'm from Lurgan." He was all, "Yeah." I was all, "Lurgan's like 2 hours away from Dyer." He thought Lurgan was closer to Dyer than Belfast. I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck, like."
Is it? I got my train for the first time ever down to Lurgan. You had to
Yes.
guide me onto it. It was big baby steps, but we're learning how to use public
Kieran got his
transport.
very first train this week at the ripe old age of what, 24?
24, yeah. So
How do you get on a train?
I rang Pete and was like, "Listen, how do I get on a how do I get on a train? How does this work?" And I got on the train 2 hours early just to make sure I wasn't
Because
late.
like you just get on, say nothing. If a ticket inspector comes, keep your head down, don't make eye contact.
I had a boozing before as well, so the whole train journey down I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
Because you messaged me, we were all like, "Lurgan's not bad." And I was all, "You here already?" And you're all, I've never been to Lurgan before, so I thought I'd come down and scope the place out. I was all, "He's petrified of getting the wrong train," so he's came down like 3 hours early.
I sat in some random bar for 2 hours. Like, I don't want to get drunk for the gig, but also I can't just sit here and drink Lucozade.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, give me a Guinness.
By the way, that random bar, for anyone here listening from Lurgan, was the Ashburn, the absolute iconic bar of Lurgan. Like.
Stumbled
Absolute
into the most
spot.
popular bar in Lurgan.
But because that was where we were going to the Moy,
Yeah.
and then I wanted to tell a bit of a funny story that happened when we came out. Because after we done the gig in Moy, Kieran came out with us in Lurgan. We met up with my mates. Because my mate's home from New Zealand, so we were having like a bit of a drink. So we were in one of the pubs, and Kieran was sitting down, and my mate Ryan came in late, and he started feeling the back of Kieran's hair, like tickling his hair. And I was all
Triggered.
I was all, "What the fuck's he doing?" And then he turned around, and Kieran was all, "Fuck, you're not Jack." He thought it was my
no
mate. He
way.
came home because
Oh,
my mate was
shit.
like a mullet, and he's like seen his curly hair and just started feeling his
What
hair.
was your reaction?
Well, you know what I'm like about hair. Like, so the minute the guy touched my hair, I was like, alarm bells going
We
off.
can never be friends.
Yeah.
He came up to me afterwards, and he's all, "I'd never been more scundered by it," because he'd never met Kieran before in his life, and his first thing was just coming up behind him.
There's
and
no way you
feeling
play
him.
that off either. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
no.
you like joke off something like hit and go, "Ah shit," and then you sort of jab it out. Like
He couldn't
no.
play it off.
No
No
chance.
like,
Some boy as well in the bar came up to me and was like, "Do you remember me?" And I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, what have I done now?" And I was like trying to stare at him, and I was like, "Last time I seen you, you were about 10 stone heavier, but I think so." And he was like, yeah, we went to college together. And I went, "Oh, thank fuck, thought I was getting kneecapped here."
no, you're alright. Like,
It's a good wee spot, like.
Did you stay over and on Lurgan?
Oh, I went to
Out in the
Lurgan.
rip?
I went to Lurgan house party now.
yes,
Oh fuck, I seen. I think I did see that, didn't
it
I?
was a bit nuts, like, wasn't it?
the dad of the house, he was like, "He does not want me here."
Yeah, I know. You know, when ones you walk into and you're like, "Oh, I don't feel very welcome
Hold on,
here."
wait. Dads should not be having house parties
Yeah.
as an afters. Like what?
The,
what sort of
uh,
house party was this?
See, to be fair, the ma of the house was like, "We at the Killers?" And I was like, "No, what?" And so I was like, "Were you just at the Killers?" And, "No." And she's like, "You look like Brandon Flowers." And I was like, "I'll take that all day." love."
You were just stuffing your face with like finger food.
Yeah, that's what everyone like was like drinking or smoking outside, and there was like a buffet that no one had touched. And I was
Yeah.
like, right. So I was working away at the cheese board in this house I've never been to before.
Because I was bringing Kieran to this party, I was like, "Oh flip, I don't know, he might have a bit of social anxiety, he might not feel out of place." I was like, "Kieran, you alright?" He's like, "Fucking cheese on him." I was like,
Alright, exact same. See if there's like a cheese board or food goes out of parties, I have no shame about it. Like, because if you snooze, you lose.
"Yeah,
You don't fill your face, someone else can take it.
there to be."
I ruined the tank plastics and everything, and then there was one wee fella that stopped beside me. I think he was monged out or something. He's like, "Jesus, boy, you're hungry." It's like, I don't know.
We'll go into our famous segment. I would like to touch on it first.
Yeah, no, we'll do a segment, will we? 'Cause
Ah,
we've been like, if anyone has any ideas for segments, send them our way because
Yeah,
we're gonna
drop them in the
maybe we'll
comments,
do a different segment every week, or maybe this one. Or
Yeah,
we're gonna
we'll
like
see
feel
how
it
it
out,
goes.
see how it goes. But have we got a name? No?
We haven't got a name yet. So basically, if anyone's seen the TV program Room 101, it's essentially that. We might try to come up with a sort of a jazzy name of it. Like, if anyone even has suggestions
Yeah.
for the names, like comment down below. If anyone doesn't know what Room 101 is, it's basically it used to be like a comedy program. I don't think it's on anymore.
It
Haven't
was
seen it.
last presented by Ramesh Ranganathan, the comedian.
Oh, was it? Did he
Yeah,
present it?
Oh, it's
Skinner,
on?
Yeah.
Skinner presented
Yeah.
it, and Paul Merton was the first guy. So basically, Room 101 is this concept of like a room where you can send things to be banished from. So it's like silly things like your pet peeves you put into Room 101 and they get taken away from society. So what I thought we'd do is we'd each suggest something to put into Room 101, argue our case briefly, and then we all have to agree on just one thing. And then if we keep doing it as the podcast go on, we'll get a list of all the stupidest things
that need banned or
that
sent
need
to
banned or
room
fucked off
101.
out of society.
Does anyone want to go first?
Well, I think you're hot under the collar to get going, are you?
I would go about 68% or 68.5% of the customers that come into the off license I work in.
So off license customers, pretty much.
They all need to fucking go. Like, why are they coming in on a Sunday going, Jesus, I bet you're reasonably working in here when the sun's out.
Right,
Fuck
okay.
off. Why are you doing this to me? Like,
Stating the obvious, like that sort of way.
well, that and like they just come in and they've been in twice already, and then like you've got their shady breath like across the thing, like, and they're like. They come in and they'll open like a 12-pack of Harp and take like 4 cans out and be like, how
people
much
do
is
that?
it? You're allowed to for some reason. And
Oh, yeah?
like, how much is it for 4 cans of Harp? And like the other day, I'm not like, I don't have anger issues or anything out there.
Well, it doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it.
Not paint a picture. This convinced me right now.
Yeah. The other day, this wee man was just doing my fucking head and he was climbing into the ice machine and I was like, I could just close the ice machine here, no one would know anything. Like,
Freeze again. Like.
yeah, it's like, I'm really tempted. He was like, could you come back here and help me get some more ice? And I was like, oh, it'll take us one wee push here.
I can see, like, do that episode of The Simpsons where the guy gets trapped in the beer fridge?
Yeah,
He just
yeah,
freezes over. You go jump to somebody now.
It's like, well, they come in and they're like, you know, there's JPS and then John Players, and 2 different
Yeah.
kinds of cigarettes. Like, can I get 10 JPS? So I get them John Players. And like, no, lads, I'm on about JPS. And I just like, the other day, to give you an example, I closed the shop really early. I closed it at like 10:02, put the shutter down, and this oil boy who always comes around, fucking pisshead, came around to the shop with his walking stick and was like, I'm a regular customer. It's only 7 minutes to 9. You need to open up.
The
And
male version of a Karen.
Yeah.
That's sort of a Keith.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah, I won't say his real name. Against me off. And then he came to the door, and I was like, I'm not opening this fucking off license. And then he just started. I'd had enough, and the other guy I work with was like really like anxious about this, and was like, Jesus, Karen, you need to open the shutters. And like I was like, I had like not a breakdown or what, but I was like, I'm not opening this fucking shutter. And then the boy started banging on the shutter with his walking stick, and I was like underneath the last bit of the shutter that was open, going CLOSED, we are closed.
Why you spell it out for me?
Yeah. And then
Find
eventually,
out what it means to me.
so I would go with
CLOSED.
Meanwhile, he's like adding a beat to it, like racking his walking stick up the shutter.
Fire mixtape.
Yeah.
If the drove past, would have taken it off him. There's nothing wrong with that thing. You don't need to stick it off.
And yeah, so eventually I kind of like walked back and hid in the stockroom and was like, we're not opening the shutter for you.
I think I know what we're going to call this segment now. Kieran's therapy session.
Yeah,
Can I
Kieran
say
rants,
it? I think this is more a problem with you than the actual customers. Do you know what I hear there? Just you working in a shop.
Yeah, just
And you being
Kieran's
curious
social
about
skills aren't really there.
Mine, I actually had one lined up that something the way here. I had a bit of a fifth off getting here and forgot I might cut drive home and all. My one is thing I should be sent to room 101 is like, why is there traffic lights on roundabouts? That does my absolute rocker in.
Right, okay. Mine might be slightly similar to you.
Like I like there today, like I left before we recorded this. I left the microphone at home. Had to get across Belfast as fast as possible. There's nobody else on the roundabout, and you have to sit there in
Yes.
front of a red light.
Yeah.
And it wasn't this thing. I just remember there was that one roundabout. It was the first time I remember being like in the south to go to the airport, and you get this massive roundabout, and there's traffic lights, and I was like, what the? Like, Joe, it made no sense to me. But
Yeah.
slowly but surely now it's coming up here, and it's obviously shit drivers.
Yeah.
People don't know how to drive and do roundabouts, like, but.
Well, I think that actually slowly goes into mine because mine's driving related as well.
Okay.
And I only thought of mine on the way up here because I had another one and then I was like, I'm going to change it.
I love driving though, like I loved it, but that one thing, like just sitting there on a roundabout with the red lights.
Mine is people who drive slowly in the right hand lane of the motorway. That does my fucking head. And I notice me and Sean are the only two ones that drive. And we're
Yeah, I'm
both chosen.
sitting here absolutely Scooby. I haven't a clue what you're on about.
So Kieran doesn't drive, but then obviously
Kieran's
our
never
road
been
rage.
around in his life.
Kieran has failed his theory test 8 times, and we're going for the 9th. So,
Serious?
So, yeah, swear down. Like
That is shock.
I don't know what happens. I get to the hazard perception and get really anxious.
I'm not gonna lie,
And
it's
Just
just
an old guy with a fucking walking stick.
Yeah,
You're
like-
like, that cunt again.
Yeah, like,
after the
any
fifth
car
time, you
comes
should just
out.
be like, no, lad, it's
You
not
just
for
get a
you.
bus pass.
Here's a bike.
Like, Daddy, can you pay them to fucking...
Yeah, mine's like, you know, people like right hand lane and they're driving 60 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know the speed limit's 70 miles per hour, but I don't give a fuck. That lane is for overtaking people.
See, I think I love like a motorway, like driving right up the back of someone like it's an F1 car, slipping out of the slipstream,
Oh, that's
indicator
lovely.
on, indicator back in. I love that stuff, but the people just sit there.
Jesus,
My
boy,
girlfriend
you're
does it all the
making me
time.
drool.
She sits in the fast lane.
You're making me drool here.
Just not
If
like,
only,
good,
if
not
only.
like a good fast lane, but see that first year when you're on the R plates 45 the whole way up the road. Oh,
Who's ever done that though? Did you stick at 45 the whole time?
Yeah, no, not a
Has
chance.
anyone ever done that?
I remember I had a black box, right, for 3 months. They're like, you only have to do 3 months in it. And like,
Yeah.
the day you get it out, like, you could kill someone, you're going faster in the town. Like,
It's almost more dangerous.
It's more dangerous. Like, it's just like, them black boxes, like, oh, it makes you drive. So it's like, does it fuck?
Yeah.
It just makes you appreciate being an absolute weapon whenever you do
Like I used to
get
have
it
an
out.
app on my phone, so do you know the black box records constantly?
Yeah.
The app, you had to record so many journeys per month, but you got to choose which journeys you recorded.
Right.
So say if you were going to the shop and you just like record it was like a 5-minute journey, you'd drive like fucking indicating perfectly and all, like drive perfectly, then say if you're late for something, just don't record the journey.
Cocaine drift.
Yeah, and then like you get like fucking £1,000 off your insurance. No?
That's lethal. Why am I saying that's lethal? I won't pass the test. I just seem like
You've all this to look forward to, son. You've all that to look forward to.
many times. Like,
Right.
So what do you think out of the 3?
So we're going for roundabouts on motorways.
No.
Traffic lights on roundabouts.
Traffic lights on roundabouts.
traffic lights roundabout. This is right. Traffic
So
lights
you're going
roundabout.
about traffic lights and off license. Old man on roundabout.
We've been drinking before this.
I know I haven't. No.
Shamefully, no.
Yeah, cups of tea.
I think people on off license, I could be swayed by that because you were very, very passionate.
You were
Yeah,
very
after,
passionate about the whole
yesterday's
situation.
shift and after a house party in Lurgan, and to go in and do an all day shift, I was.
The thing
I can
about the
imagine
off license
it's
too
fire
is,
on
like,
it.
as you said, like, the more they come in, the worse they're getting, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you see them more than twice, you're like, oh, fuck me, bro, you've had enough.
There's just one boy comes in and he like undresses you with his eyes. He'll come in with, "Can I get a bottle of Frosty Jack?" And you feel like he's just taking
Romantic drink that.
you feel like he's just taking your clothes off.
Yeah.
He's looking up and down. You're like, oh.
I feel like for your own mental sake here, we're going to give you the first one, will we?
So the first
Yeah.
one goes into room 101. Customers who comes into off licenses.
Yous are done for. I'm probably
Okay.
sacked if this goes.
There we go.
But yeah, if you have any more recommendations for like ideas or like a name for that or whatever, if you like that, if you didn't like it, let us know.
We pilot. Yeah.
These are also ruthless bastards. People are so like, see the comments, like I don't really get text feedback, but you boys are sending stuff being like, here my mate said this, and they're just like, very good, but I didn't like that one, and then like something very specific throughout the podcast, like Jesus Christ.
Funny as fuck, but I didn't like that fucking American football top.
Who that boy you think he is?
I didn't like when you talked about comedy.
God damn it, we're back at it again.
By the way, I've just realised I meant to start this with an apology. My first podcast apology.
Why?
I got a message that we wrongly described the difference between silage and slurry
Yeah.
last episode, which from Gareth McGowan. So I think we all need to apologise to the culture community for confusing the two.
They're
Gareth.
going to my room 101 next week. The culture community. Get them out of here. How dare they correct us?
I've been told that silage.
Silage is grass that gets torn up.
Yeah, okay.
And then slurry is
It's
shite.
shite. Okay,
Yeah.
right, okay, we
Yeah.
got it right.
To be fair, I would believe that of a boy called Gareth McGowan. That's a very culty name. Like,
He's
Yeah.
top cult. He's a good lad though. Like, but he wanted to point out that I got that wrong.
was he
Like,
chewing his grande cap? Like, going, got it wrong.
spelled his pint of Smillix.
We'll get him next. We'll get him on his birthday. You just jot down his birthday and we'll do a good wee birthday roast.
Yeah,
The next
okay,
one.
sounds
Give him the
good.
Chloe treatment. I actually had a really exciting news there last week. So remember I went on a bit of a job rant and
Yes.
cussed places out, and yeah, so it turns out the place that rejected me in less than 3 hours actually called me back.
Right.
Oh, nice.
And we're like, we'd like to give you the job, and I was like, you
Did
didn't
they
have
listen to the podcast,
I was like, did
did
you
they?
have this as my last episode of the podcast? And I was like, what podcast? Like, that's good, that's excellent.
Yeah.
But it was actually really funny because it was a Wednesday, and I ended up getting 3 job offers. It was kind of a weird turn of events considering all things that happened.
Yeah.
But one of the ones I had to do an interview in the morning for, and the person was like to me, I swear to God, the day after we recorded that podcast last week, she goes, so can you tell me how step by step you would go about ordering an invoice?
For fuck's
I,
sake.
I just went, I have never done that in my life. Like,
Are you serious?
just- I swore on my life. I was like, what? And she's like, oh, you've never done it? And she goes, oh, no, really appreciate your honesty.
Did you
lad."
say you know a guy who does?
Yeah, I was like, I can get you a guy that can do some invoices. I could not believe it when she said invoices. I was like, what the fuck? I was so shocked. But then I was like, I don't know how to do an invoice. And at the end of it, they're just like, I wanna hire you.
Happy
Yeah.
days.
So it just goes to show you, just be sound.
Honesty's the way.
Very
Yeah,
good.
just be sound in an interview. So
Don't lie about invoices.
Don't lie. If
It'll
anyone
always come
does-
back to bite you.
If anyone doesn't know the last episode, I talk in extensive detail about how I lied about invoices,
Yeah.
so I was clearly the wrong way to go about it then.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, I am.
It
ashamed of
triggered- it was
myself.
like a knee-jerk reaction. As soon as she said invoice, I was like, no,
That
I
is
know
weird,
nothing
isn't
about
it?
that. I was so up. But then I didn't even take that job, rejected them. I was like, thanks very much, but no thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, you boys going into the big bad world of work, 9 to 5, living the dream.
Jesus, sir.
Cannot wait.
We got a couple of questions as well this week. Any ones in particular you want to start with?
I actually seen a good one. Favorite conspiracies. If you're
That was
Yes.
Talal.
Talal
Yeah,
again.
Talal.
Shout out
Shout
Talal, king of the boy.
I think he asked him for the last episode, but I completely missed
forgot.
it. Like.
So basically, I use my phone for the questions, but also to record. So they're all over there, but I can memorize a few of them.
I have a few on my phone here, but favourite conspiracy? Well, like the most famous ones, I fully believe the whole Princess Diana was killed, like.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that beyond even conspiracy? Or is that just like so close to
Yeah.
fact now
Yeah,
that
yeah,
like it
true.
fucking happened? Like?
I like the one Paul McCartney died in 1966, and there's just been some guy playing him.
Did you see he done a headline Glastonbury?
Yeah,
Did he?
Yeah,
At 80 years old.
Yeah, what the wheel out like?
He was class,
Yeah.
and they brought out Dave Grohl and Bruce Springsteen.
No
It
way.
looked proper lethal, like.
But someone tweeted going, the Paul McCartney lookalike who got hired when he died in 66 is probably going, I didn't have to do this long, like.
I know, yeah.
What is the conspiracy of that? They basically said he passed away, but someone's been faking it now.
Yeah, and there's an album cover where all the Beatles are wearing shoes, but Paul McCartney isn't. He's
Yes.
barefoot, so apparently
what
that
the
means he's
fuck's that
dead. Apparently that means he's dead. I like that one.
What a shite.
I don't know, if you do your reading and you investigate
Aye,
it,
fuck.
I'm so not into conspiracies, but the best one I've ever heard was the one Luke told us about Limerick. So the conspiracy is that the Colonel from KFC actually sold the original recipe
yes.
for his chicken to a guy in Limerick.
Yes.
And the gist of the story basically is, I'll try to keep it as short as possible. I think it was done on the Blind Boy podcast.
Yeah.
And basically, when the Colonel actually franchised KFC, he never gave them the original recipe. He
Yeah.
slightly tweaked it and actually sold it to a guy in Ireland, who then came back to Ireland, opened a shop in Limerick called Chicken Hut.
Chicken Hut, that's
Chicken
it. I'm
Hut,
trying to
Chicken Hut
remember
in
the name of
Limerick.
it.
So Luke was telling us we were going to a gig down in Limerick, and we heard this amazing story. So we're like, right, we're going to go. And Luke got down there before us. And we went to meet him after he had Chicken Hut. Met him on his way back. And we're like, well, what do you think? And he's like, pretty shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
So this whole
Me and
story.
Sean were just like, well, we're going to booze
Yeah,
him
we
here.
we didn't even, we just dipped out.
Far
And then
better shit.
We got to the actual gig, and he's like, I've got serious doses of shit after the chicken.
Fuck's sake.
I was like, we've made the right decision here.
It's like a chicken licking on Dublin Road. The
Yeah.
gravy is literal tar. They just go to the construction sites and take tar.
But
I
that's
went
what the
chicken
best
like
thing
one
is,
time as well. One time, and I was sitting eating on the way home with points, and they have like barrels outside. Sat the burger part down there. I was eating the chips. Literally, someone shouted at me across the road. Looked back, and all the food was gone. And then the
For fuck's
space of,
sake.
Someone stroked your chest?
Someone stroked my chicken burger from chicken licking after
me.
the night out. But there was no one around. I was like, what phantom chicken stealer is there around back?
Maybe that's the conspiracy
That's a
theory.
conspiracy
Who stole your chicken burger?
The infamous
That
chicken
is,
licking.
Just me wiping mayonnaise off of my.
To be honest, looking back, I was pretty happy. Like, I would have been down the next day if I had that. Like,
No, I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory, but I heard this, and when I heard it, I believed it to be true. But then any time I've mentioned it to people, they've never heard of this before. You know, Land Rovers, like the police Land Rovers here.
Yeah.
I heard a thing that if you're like caught doing something on the side of the street, they can't pull over, and like the police can't get out and arrest you. Do you know, like I've said, if you were like walking down the street and you were pissing
Yeah.
on the street, and a cop car drove past, the cops get out and do you for pissing. I heard that a Land Rover can't pull over and stop a crime, that they're only dispatched to go to a specific crime, and they're not allowed to stop on the way.
What?
Now, when I heard that, I believed that to be true, but the more I've explained it to people,
So
the
the
more
more
I'm thinking,
sense.
was this bullshit? And I just believed it.
If I'm running down the street with a baseball bat, they're like, nah, just leave
They're
me.
like, no, we're going to this fucking bonfire here, we can't stop him.
Shouldn't we stop me? He's running down the street with a chainsaw. No, just
I
leave
don't know if it's true, but the more
that can't be true.
and
Like,
the more I describe it to people, well, that makes no sense.
but it kind of does make sense.
But I told a lot of people that.
it. There's a lot of boys about to do time. Because
They just
So the guys just killing their wife in the middle of the street.
Then just
They can't
piss on
stop.
one of them Land Rovers out in the street. Like, sorry lads, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Can't do anything.
Shooting up the street, try and stop. Let's stop here, lads. They're fucking dirty.
Did you see that? Did we talk about this before? Did you see that video of your boy that was apparently the police officer got shot in the dick in Belfast? No?
No.
Oh, surely. Conspiracy? No, I don't know. Is anything real?
Was that a
there
glitch in the Matrix?
There was literally like a video of just like this woman, typical like just a load of police officers stand by, one pass, and then there's just this police officer lying on the side of the road with.
How is this typical in any way?
Because it was just like typical, as in like some woman just walking past a video and it being
Oh,
like,
like video?
Look what happened here, but
Look at his foreskin laying off.
yeah, literally like, but it was like
Was he Jewish? Is the circumcision gone wrong?
it's absolutely nothing left. But no, it was one of them ones. It was like going around social media, everyone was sent to each other. I can't believe you didn't see it.
No, I didn't
and
see
then
it.
I heard the rumor was actually a shooting like in a movie. They were actually doing a movie.
right.
Because like, if you watch the video, there's just all these police
Hart's movie,
officers.
wasn't it?
The giveaway was Kevin Hart was just running around.
That cop's 4'2" and he's black.
See the best Belfast video still. It's I want a kebab. The woman outside Apache Pizza.
Oh, I was about to say that was chicken legging, but it wasn't. No,
Yeah,
it
she's
was
like
Apache.
putting on the door, and then some poor fella's just trying to get out, and she's
Yeah.
going, "Move, I want a kebab."
And it's glass, and she bends it the wrong way, and it just explodes like.
I haven't seen that.
or
What?
there's
Have you not
this.
seen that?
No, I haven't seen
Oh,
that.
I'll send you it
iconic
after.
video.
It's brilliant.
She has like drunk Millie strength. You know, she's like skinny, and you're like, how is she that strong? And she's like, I want a kebab.
And then like you can tell something big's about to happen. Like the tension is killing you.
The fucking door explodes like.
Where's the door explode?
Because Millie
she pulls it the other way.
Oh, right, okay.
She's got
right.
that
It's like a
new launch
swinging door.
turf lodge strength that like you just rip apart the door.
The iconic one, Northern Ireland video was You're Hooking in the Bins.
Oh, bin hooker.
Yeah.
That's just like that was Sony Ericsson days.
Yeah,
I was
it was.
going about like.
Oh, there's one recently of the wee guy and he's in some shop and he goes, "Where's my fucking money? I want my money." He takes his top off.
He takes a stamp. He's like, "I'm not leaving." That's all you are because your money's not here.
If you flick them, he would go flying.
Yeah.
If you had a big Royal Rumble of all them like iconic videos, who do you think would come out on top?
Definitely the boy in the Chelsea jacket. He
Oh,
goes,
God, he's a scrapper.
Because
yeah,
he's a
yeah,
scrapper,
he's
he's Belfast
king.
king.
He is king.
What about Curtis Edgar?
Ooh.
That is a wonder day. That guy, like.
In the school I work at, all the kids print off pictures of him and put them up. He's
rightly so.
Yeah, King Edward.
The only
Edgar.
Jubilee there. He's the only king they'll bow to.
Him and Chelsea. God bless her.
How did we get onto that there? That came from a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy
From
theories into that.
conspiracies to Chelsea Schenkel, it all comes full circle.
Oh, I've actually that links nicely because someone told me to talk about the red BPM shortage. That's a
Yes.
conspiracy.
No, yes.
What the fuck's going on there?
See, do you remember when Red BPM first came out? It was like literally like 40p. It was dirt cheap. Do you remember this? No.
You used to
I
get
can't
it in the
remember how
cans.
much
It
it
was
was.
40p in the cans.
It was but it was so
Oh,
cheap when it came out.
remember
I was like, the vending machine might work now. It was 130. I was like, Robin here.
That's still probably a bit cheap. Even there's probably some places
Think
where it's
so?
dear.
There's a Lucozade pandemic going on as well. It's 180
it?
for a big bottle.
But like I know
Cost of
people
living
who've
crisis.
driven like to shops to buy.
Red
What, Red BPM?
Yeah, my mate Oren Quinn drove and like bought like 5
Is that
red
the
BPM.
Are you in the car and you put it up on your Twitter? Jeez.
Yeah.
See, to be fair, if you drink the green one, you're a pedo. Like, it's red or dead.
I used to sell the green one in school.
Is
That was my side hustle.
Oh, was it your hustle?
It
Yeah.
was just for some reason that everyone in my school liked the green BPM.
I do like the
Hulk's
green
piss.
one. I just prefer the red
Yeah,
one.
the red one's so much better. So much better.
But the red one reminds me of the first time I ever got like blackout drunk. Was like on Paddy's Day when I was 15, and I used red BPM as a mix.
Oh, fuck.
Here, shout.
But you know the way like, the label of red BPM is like opaque, so you can't see through it. So when I poured the drink out to put the vodka in, I had no idea what the levels were.
Just in
yeah.
the one of them wee bottles.
Yes, but multiple times
Oh,
throughout the
for
day.
fuck's sake, no.
So I ended up having like basically near a 10 glass when I was like 15, and then I was just like I died like pretty much like.
That's not wise.
Yeah.
Was that your first like drinking, or is that sort of?
It was like I probably would have been drinking like maybe like a couple of months before that, but that was the first time
See,
I got
that
like,
actually
blackout.
sounds nice. My first ever like drinking experience was so.
It wasn't nice.
Oh god. So I was mixing. I had green. What do you call that one? Apple sours.
Cactus Jack?
Yeah, Cactus
Yeah,
Jack.
Cactus Jack.
Cactus
Great.
Jack. And what did I miss? What did I mix it with? Because I associate these words together. Coke.
Coke.
You've heard of Jack and Coke? Cactus Jack and
For
Coke.
fuck's sake, you're a moon.
Absolutely stinking.
Is that- did you do that because you thought that's what Jack and Coke was?
Jack and Coke, yeah. I thought that's
Nice.
what Jack and Coke was. So I was sitting there mixing it.
fucking idiot.
And like, imagine it just was pure brown, like. And I was drinking it out of the Cactus Jack bottle.
Jack
so,
and
like,
Coke on the rocks. She willy whiskey glass.
I should bring it back, to be honest. Like it was just
fuck
pure
me.
brown, and then like out of that glass bottle where it was like warm because you didn't think of like putting things in the fridge or
Yeah.
anything. And then I must have had like half it down me, and then the next time she was like, my mate says I just chucked up all this fucking brown goo and
Like
started-
silage?
Yeah, slurry.
Slurry.
And then and then just tried to finish the other half of it. I was absolutely steamboats. Like
Yeah.
Do you think we could like make some next time we're into your gaff?
Yeah,
Back on the
absolutely.
Jack and Coke. Like, we
That's a cocktail that needs a bit
Yeah,
more
I feel like it needs to brew for a
Bring
couple
it
of
back,
hours.
like-
Like you can't mix that straight away.
Jack and Coke. I think that's brilliant.
Cactus Jack and
I used to
Coke.
think that was like,
You can see where it's coming from.
Yeah.
all these Americans that have like Jack and Coke t-shirts. You're all, oh, they like Cactus Jack as well.
And the worst thing is, since then I do try and drink like Jack and Coke, and I fucking hate it.
Well,
like
the actual
like,
whiskey,
the
yeah.
actual Jack and Coke, I cannot drink
No,
it. Like,
not going back to the old Cactus Jack and Coke.
yeah, no. This isn't nothing beats the real stuff.
It
So
doesn't
bring
live
out-
up to
bring
my
out the good
acquired
stuff.
palate.
yeah.
Bring out the good stuff of guests over. It's Cactus Jack.
Could have been worse. Could have been Frosty Jacks and Coke. Like.
Oh,
yeah. Oh.
And then there was another glass one we used to mix. It was because then you started to learn a bit about drinks and people
Yeah.
started getting a bit mental. And it was white. What do you call that one? Smirnoff Ice Fat Frog, and Cactus Jack.
Hooch and Fat Frog were great, like
Just
back in the
up-
day.
Give me that again. What was it?
So white, what do you call it? Smirnoff Ice,
Smirnoff Ice.
Cactus Jack, and Fat Frog.
Niffle.
That doesn't sound like it would be too bad. It sounds really nice.
It's a cocktail with just alcohol.
Yeah.
So good.
Because that's the best alcohol. Like, see people who are like, oh, you're drinking like Smirnoff Ice. Smirnoff Ice is nice.
Yeah.
Right? See if you slag anyone off for drinking Smirnoff Ice, WKD, you're a fool.
Especially after like 10 beers, and you're like, Jesus, I
Yeah.
cannot do this anymore.
So what's nice? Pink gin, Smirnoff Ice. So people have pink
that's
gin
a
and
shame.
lemonade.
Now you're
Yeah.
whistling, Dixie.
You're just putting more alcohol on it. It's class. Like, did you ever hear of a turbo shandy? Which
I
is
have
like
heard
beer, and instead of lemonade, you put Smirnoff Ice.
Explain to the viewers really your drink. I love it. You get it every time we're out. It's fucking great.
Buckfast, WKD Blue.
yeah.
Okay.
You have one sip with Buckfast and one sip with
Yeah, what the
WKD.
hell? Yeah.
Have you
don't
noticed
even-
this as well?
You don't
Yeah.
mix them. You just drink them
Yeah.
separately. Like in the house the other day, whenever
Well-
we all went out, you were drinking that.
It's like your chasers, the WKD Blue.
It's one of these things where I don't realise how weird it is until I start like hanging about with people who haven't seen me do it. Like my mates.
It looks cool. I like it.
Do you think it looks good?
I think it looks good.
I thought it was WKD and Coke you had at the start. and I was
Yeah,
like,
no, it's not. It's because right. So I'm from Lurgan, and like in Lurgan, nearly
Anything
everyone
goes.
drinks
It's the Wild
Buckfast.
West.
Pals all drink Buckfast. Like there was a Super Valley in Lurgan, and their second most popular drink sold was Buckfast, and the only thing that was number one was milk. Like this was like a Super Value, like
Yeah.
we get groceries. So everyone drinks Buckfast. Now I don't really like the taste of Buckfast. So when I started drinking it, I used to drink WKD as like a wee aftertaste. But then over time, I've just developed to really like the taste of Buckfast and
both.
WKD. And that to me is
Have you
what
ever
it
tried
tastes like.
mixing them, like actually in the
No,
glass?
and everyone says this to me, and it's not
yeah,
the same. Like, it's not the same. So that's why I drink
It would
it.
lose the refreshing aftertaste, I think.
Exactly.
You need the second part of it. That's so wild.
So you see me cutting about, I always have like 2 drinks, glass Buckfast and glass WKD.
What was your first drinking experience? Like, let's keep it age sensitive,
You
probably.
still waiting on?
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I had a couple of
It's the reason
Zero
you
on Saturday.
can't. It's the reason you can't pass the theory test.
It's the reason why he hates working in the office.
Yeah. I don't know, man. First one probably. We went to a house party. This is probably the most embarrassing young one. It's like 16. You know, everyone goes as like costumes. I thought, oh, this
What
would
is
be
it?
fucking
You
hilarious.
fancy dress?
Yeah.
That's
Tell
like
you
you were
what,
dressed as Buzz
I
Lightyear.
love dressing up. But I
Right
was
now
like,
you're like a Dennis the Menace
Ladies, he
character.
loves
like,
dressing up.
yeah, but I thought this would be hilarious, like because I'd been to like parties and all. So I was like, I'll go as a cowboy, but then I wrote on the chest like sexy cowboy,
Right.
and then but I was like 16, and then blutered. But imagine like 6, and then I came out of like the blackout, and I was sitting there with a wee girl who I'd met for the first times, Ma, and I'm the Ma's boyfriend, and they were like, "Oh, you're a wee dote," and I was just sitting there chatting absolute shite to them all, and then I remember just going like. And like hurling, and the Ma's boyfriend had
You're
to like.
playing hurling?
Do I look like I play sport? And the Ma's
He
boyfriend.
just likes dressing up as a hurler.
He likes to be helmet and all the wee kids, you know?
Cute look.
I like to dress up.
I know, I've heard that.
But the Ma's boyfriend was like having to clean the vomit. I was like calling him a baldy bastard. No, he's
Oh,
like,
come on.
I know.
That's a hate crime.
Yeah.
That's a hate crime.
Do you see that actually
below
is
the
a
belt.
thing now? Sexual harassment, being bald.
I
No, not
did
being
see
bald.
that.
Like,
I did say that.
that's actually harassment. Being bald. That's a crime. We're hiding Pete from the cops.
That's it, look.
Oh fuck
What do you know what you were drinking that night though? Like what was the drink?
I had a barrack to start, then I moved on to a barrack to start.
What's a
I had, like,
Anyone?
a barrack 12, 2 litre of Strongbow or 2 litre of any
litre.
cider. So I
Why
had
is
that.
it-
and
This
then-
is so weird. All these wee phrases I'm picking up.
That's
from-
where Notorious Barrack Boys comes from. Yeah.
Conor
And then-
McDermott's character
Yeah.
on
Do you ever do
Facebook.
Strongbow? Leave it a thing in it. What do you call
Blackcurrant?
it? Summer fruits or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
blackcurrant.
yeah,
That's
It's
nice.
nice, like.
But like that, and then I remember my mate was like, because I didn't know what rum tasted like, and in all the ads it looked like this class drink. I was like, oh
'Cause you're
yeah,
not a
tuned
pirate.
it, and then I was like, that is rotten, and I think
Yeah.
that just sent me over the edge, like, you know, guys.
Yeah.
And you learn your lesson.
You haven't learned your fucking
No.
lesson.
Yeah, pissing beds.
That's it. I've got a question here from Rizo Robinson. Now he wants to know the debate around red or brown sauce on a fry.
Has to be brown all the time, like.
Brown for you?
Yeah.
It's brown, no doubt.
It's brown for me as well, like-
I think you couldn't have actually won that. Anyone else would be red sauce. People love red sauce.
Yeah, I'm surprised all three of us are
Yeah.
brown here.
Bryso, you're the new Chloe.
Well, Rizo said.
Rizo.
Rizo said.
No,
his-
that actually is a belter question though.
yeah. Well, do you want to guess what Rizo's dad has in a fry?
Mixed.
Oh.
No, I've had mixed before. Mixed is actually nice. Like
Mayo?
mixed and
Yeah.
of like red and brown's nice. No, not mayo.
No.
Oh, this is
Barbecue?
scary. Oh, fuck
Yeah,
that.
that's the thing.
Which sounds
That's the
awful.
thing. Americans do that. No.
But when you think about it, like sausage and barbecue, like bacon and barbecue, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be that bad.
I've had barbecue sauce with a fry before. There's a place in Belfast used to do it called Peanuts.
if
And
there had no sauce and there was only barbecue lying about it, give it a go. Like
but barbecue's basically brown sauce.
it is a bit like
It's the
isn't
same
it?
shit, isn't it? Like.
Maybe I'm being a snob here then.
Oh, well, wouldn't be the first time.
Well, anyway, moving on, gentlemen.
No, but he also said as well, what colour milk do you buy? You know, like if you're buying milk, do you buy red cap, green cap, or blue cap?
Oat milk.
I can say, Kieran, you have blue milk written all over you, like 100%.
Oat milk or blue milk, but like also like my flatmate got me into the blue milk, you know.
People always say blue milk's for Protestants. That's what I heard. Like,
Hang on, I'm throwing all the blue milk out here. Right back to the
Get
green.
that out of my house. No, green milk. I actually had a friend in uni who was drinking pink milk, and I was like, what is that like?
what's pink? It's not purple.
No, it's like a pinky cap. It's like
I haven't seen that.
It's like fully skimmed milk.
Oh, it's like
basically
water.
water, but I was like, that's definitely breast milk. Like pink
It's
to me,
white
just
water.
straight breast.
Yeah.
I was like, give me some of that.
Not
so
so
bad.
Yeah, give us that there. So we're all drinking pink milk now.
Oat milk is nice.
No, it's not.
It is lovely. Like
Oat
in
milk
your-
is the
I've had-
driest thing
yes.
I've ever
I've
tasted
had
in my life.
almond. I've had
Oh,
almond.
Almond.
I've had almond. Almond's very dry.
Oat milk's really creamy and stuff. It makes your coffee taste a lot creamier now. So yeah.
But Riza was saying to me, he said, "No, I'm a green milk fan. Like it's
Yeah.
the best. My dad drinks the red milk. What's
red?
Skimmed, probably similar to what pink
Oh yes,
is.
fully.
Shite, like. Rizo said green milk for like tea and all that stuff, but blue milk for cereal, because then it's sort of like a wee dessert. It's like creamy. I can see
yes,
the logic
yeah.
behind that. I can see the logic. Like,
Smart pup.
As a man that now lives on my own out in the world, I don't think I could justify buying 2 milks a week. Like,
why not let your hair down?
I don't know.
Live a little.
I don't have that budget, you know. I don't really don't
big
like.
spender.
Yeah, no.
Can I get a
Buy 2
Patreon
milks
set
for
up
me.
here so I can get fucking
I
shot?
can actually see you sitting there with like the green milk on one side and the blue, like the
I
mix
like
it
the
up and just sipping away. But why do you do that? It's just so much better. I like the creaminess afterwards.
I have actually. I was in the Ashburn where you had that drink in Lurgan.
What a pub. What a spot.
No, I was in their nightclub and I asked the guy for a glass of milk at the bar at like 12:30 at night.
Were
Like
you
a
sweating or
fucking-
just like-
no,
just
I just wanted
just
a glass
eating
of
spicy
milk.
food?
I think I needed a Ranny. Like, they was like, can I have a glass of milk? Like a big fucking Ulster
Did it have
head
milk?
on me. Yeah, he goes.
Surely not.
Do you know what the fella said? I'll never forget it because he was a wee fella. Like, he was only about 16. Joe, he was like real nervous. He goes, "Here, mate, I know this is a weird question. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning in a nightclub, but can I get a wee glass of milk?" And he goes, "I'll go ask my manager if it's okay." As if like giving someone milk is like a crime.
Did he come
The
back
manager
like
brings up milk in?
semi-skimmed or skimmed?
No, he came back and was like, "Oh, he says it's alright. There you go." It's like, fuck
Must
me.
be that manager. Like, why the fuck you ask me? You gonna give out
Oh,
milk?
no, it was a weird request. Like, to be fair,
Nobody there touched my milk.
it was a bit weird. If you've any other questions, I have a few here. If you want me to keep rattling through them.
I like the question we got in. It was about first dates. Or like bad dates. Like what's the worst date you've had?
I know everyone's fucking hesitant
Yeah,
to go
everyone's
for.
silent. Like
I can go first for this because I
You go first because I really haven't,
I haven't had that
bad
many
ones.
dates. Like I haven't had that many dates, but I remember one in particular. I wasn't aware what was going on, so I went to the cinema, which is, by the way, the worst date of all time.
Agreed.
Because you
Yeah,
can't talk,
totally
you can't
agree.
do anything awful. But I
I
went to
know.
meet my friend at the cinema, so went to meet him. He was seeing a girl at the time. Just me and him were going to see. I can't remember what it was. We went to go see something anyway.
I really want to know what the movie is now.
No.
I'll set the whole scene. What year are we talking here?
2017.
It was last week.
I was like probably like 2015 or something. That was a good way. Like I was young pup, like. So went to the cinema and next it was BBM days. Like I was on BBM.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Did you broadcast? Anyone want to go to the pics?
right, so I got there and seen him, and then out of like from behind him appeared his girlfriend and this other
Her
girl,
wee mate,
her
yes.
mate, and I was like, "What do you want?" And like her wee mate, and you've already made it very abundantly clear in the past that you want nothing to do with
Okay.
it. So I got there, I was like, "Fuck, I really want to go see this movie." So I'll just
You hoping it's not a long movie at this stage?
yeah, so I was like, I'll go in there. So we went and sat, and the seating arrangement was like her, my mate, me, her mate. She sat like beside me on the opposite side, right?
Right, yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, this
So
is
your
so
mate's to your right, she's to your left?
yeah." So I was
Okay.
like, this is so awkward. Next thing I was like, going on my phone because I didn't know what to do with myself, and I seen a message pop up. It was from her who was sitting beside me, being like, "Want a shift?" I was just
Nice
like,
you smooth
I
operator.
was like,
The
I
tale
just-
as old as
and before-
time.
Smooth operator.
Before I could even lift my head to get out of the phone, I turned and all I could see is this thing coming towards me like, "Ugh."
This thing.
God love her listening.
Oh, she's definitely not like, and she's coming in for the shift, so I was just like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to go for this here." She started kissing her, but felt so awkward at the time. Bear in mind, the movie hadn't started, right? But the movie hadn't started yet. It felt
Popcorn
so
was so
awkward at the
warm,
time
like.
that I felt like I couldn't pull away and be
Yeah.
like, look at her, because I didn't know what to do with myself. Next thing I know, the movie had ended. I hadn't watched any of it.
How long was this kiss?
You didn't come up for her for 2 hours.
How long was this
It was
kiss?
literally an hour and a half like shift session.
Jesus,
Fuck
bro.
me. I was like 15.
You've some energy in you.
Well,
some
no-
motor like
There's nothing more sexy than 3D glasses. Like.
I was so like, what?
banging your heads off each
And
other.
do you want to know how I knew the movie had ended? Because I was so engaged in this kiss and freaked out that my mate actually had to come over, tap me on the shoulder again, and be like, "Lad, movie's over. Lights are on." The guy was waiting to clean the place, and we were
Gave me the brush.
and yeah, we were still fucking shifting. We like pulled away, I just looked at her and she just went, wow.
Smooth.
It's like, you fucking love it.
You're as cold as ice.
Got up, left, locked herself in the toilet, didn't leave until I knew they were away. Brutal. Never seen her ever again. I was like, how dare you do that?
Well, if you're listening, Sean,
the kiss was literally longer than this whole podcast going to be.
And she's here tonight.
Shout out, yeah.
hiding in Kieran's kitchen.
Yeah. No, I don't think any of us are going to top off for our first date. Like, that's pretty funny. Like, now this was one my mate Aliman put in. It's a bit of a random one. I don't think this is going to take too long to discuss now. If every day life consisted of you having to wear tight, skinny jeans in a country like Barcelona, isn't a country.
Barcelona.
And this is the direct quote.
Is this Chloe again? Chloe back?
No, it's my mate Connor Aliman.
That's okay.
You met him on Saturday.
I did.
You did, the guy with the bigger chain than me.
Oh, yes. The chain off.
Yeah, it's chain off.
You slide him. Why does to bring it up?
Yeah. He hates me bringing that up. If you had to like wear skinny jeans and like every day and live in a country that's like 35 degrees heat, how long before you kill yourself?
Jesus Christ.
Took a turn.
Well, in the beautiful country of Barcelona, where the food is lethal, I would just probably take the hit. I mean, can you go into the? Do you have to wear them all the time?
All the time.
It'd be a bit hectic going into the sea in skinny jeans, but it'd be worth it at the same time.
Just going to sea.
Yeah.
You'd surely claim it. You look like a head. Imagine going in skinny jeans and no top. Just to take yourself off.
I last couple of weeks, like, and then I just end it like. I can't stick being
straight off the top of the Camp Nou.
Yeah. We're in Northern Ireland now and I'm wearing shorts, like, never mind fucking Barcelona.
It's 14 degrees. I think I could do it a wee bit until like eventually you'd be feeling really sweaty one day and you just see oncoming traffic and be like, oh,
because it's like
balls will be stuck to your leg all like that's
people will say it will be like a hot thing or cold. Being cold's way better than being hot.
Amazing.
Being hot's the worst thing in the world.
It's when you're being really hot and you feel a sweat dripping in your eyes, like
like me on stage. People forget that, like, see when you have hair, that like stops you sweating so much. See when you have no hair, it just fucking falls off your head. Like,
who was it? Hard times where I've seen you pat in the head.
Yeah, like an evangelical pastor. Like,
yeah. Lord. Well, that's what you look like. You're like, I'm like, is he going to combust here?
Was it you? No, it wasn't you. There was somebody at one of the gigs in Oma, and the barman actually walked up on the blue roll and he started wiping his face and his head. I cannot remember who it was.
I did that on the gig, but
yeah, it was so funny. But it was like
that sounds like it could be me. Like,
it was so nonchalant. He just walked up, took off the blue roll, gave him a short going, I guess here, and still doing like his jokes. I was like, this is not wise. Also, on that topic, good segue. Someone asked a question as well. Wanted to know if you're having a mare of a gig. What is like the first thing you do afterwards, or to like bounce back or recover?
Heroin.
Or what do you do afterwards? Yeah,
cry in the group chat. I used to.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Yeah, basically that, or go home and cry to my mum.
I think the best thing to do is do an old gig.
Yeah, you
have to do an all gig.
I go straight to McDonald's and get as much food as possible.
What do
you do? Yeah, what are you doing? Like
maybe have a drink and chat. And normally it's nice because you got a group that'll be like, it wasn't as bad as you think, or else they give you an honest criticism before you went wrong as well.
Or if no one says anything to you.
Yeah,
that's the worst. Probably nobody says anything. Like,
well, after that Dublin gig, I remember like we had Mullingar straight after, and I was kind of like, that went okay, and I was like, right, I feel all right now.
Yeah,
because if it hadn't gone well in Mullingar after, I would have been like, right, not for me.
Normally it's just a relief that like at least that's over.
You just can't wait to get off, like, you just can't wait to get out of there.
There have been times where it's been slow starts and then you've sort of pulled it back and then it doesn't end as well, and even if you've got it like half decent 30 seconds of laughter, you're like, right, I'll take that.
You just keep going. I think like you just keep going till you get a slight bit of noise, a wee bit of a high end, and then you just wrap it up. It's like, get out of here.
See us.
Because you know what I am? I'm quite harsh on myself with how I perform, like, but I don't beat myself up about it. Like, do you know what I mean? I come off stage and I go like, oh, I didn't do as well as thought there. I'm a bit annoyed, but it's not like, I know it's not the end of the world. It's when you're in control,
because when you're in control and you know what's going wrong, you're like, right, well, I know what I can do here to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Or like, just blame the crowd.
If I've done like new stuff and it just hasn't landed, I'll be like, right, let's not do any more new stuff. Let's just go straight back into the classics or what we know works.
Yeah.
Instead of just then, like, there were previous times where I've like done new stuff, hasn't worked, and I'm like, you know what, I'll do this, more new stuff.
Yeah.
And it just keeps dying and getting
worse. I done
worse.
a new bit last night. I went really well. I was like, fuck, I wish I'd written more of that there, because there was only like half of it developed. I was like, fuck, if I knew it was going to be alright, but it's a risky take, really, isn't it? Like,
Another one we got was from Jason Coulter, shout out Jason, who asked, is Jacob Rees-Mogg a real person or a 500-year-old ghost?
He's a fucking prick, that's what he is.
Yeah, I think that's the other end conclusion. Wanker.
What was it? On Thursday. That's actually this ties in well. On Thursday, in the chicken box, Fit and Harvey was MCing, and he was talking to one guy in the audience, and he was like a political researcher. and he was all the guy, who's your favourite politician? And I don't know who he said. I think he might have said Jerry Adams or something like that there. And he was all, who's your least favourite politician? And he was all, Rees Mogg. And everyone was all, you. And Fitton Harvey got the whole audience to go 1, 2, 3. Rees Mogg is a cunt.
No, like,
I can't picture a nicer guy doing something like that.
Yeah.
It's so friendly.
He was brilliant as well. Like,
I remember being at a party in uni and leaving. Some guys who I was chatting to were like, "Oh, do you want to come to this party with us?" And they were kind of posh, but I went, "Fuck it, they're showing the Tyson Fury fight." So I went along.
You thought they were posh?
Yeah,
Oh,
these guys were next.
Oh, okay.
Everyone who's watching this is going to be wee Tory cunt. I'm not. I'm very liberal. I'm left wing. I'm salt of the earth.
Well, I've discovered, see, the more you say something, the less I believe it.
Yeah,
The more you say you're
I'm
not a Tory, the
salt of
more I
earth.
believe it.
I'm not. I am left.
Because you use a stage name, your real name is Rees Mogg, isn't it? That's your surname?
Kieran Rees-Mogg.
Yeah.
But it rolls off the tongue nicely. to get on with it, I
You
went
love
to this
dressing
party,
up as them too.
Right, okay,
Every
right.
year you dress up as them for Halloween.
and all these boys were just talking about who should be the next prime minister and all, and they were all, it should be
Classic
Rees-Mogg. And all, I was just sat there like pinging, watching the Tyson Fury fight, like what is going on? And I was like, what party have I come to? Like, oh, this is the Tory Society's Christmas dinner.
No way.
And I was like, why am I sipping
Surely
reasons,
not.
for fuck's sake? And they were like,
Did their monocles not give it away and top hats?
probably the cigars and the glasses of
Yeah,
brandy,
yeah,
and
yeah.
talking about world domination.
Glass
and,
of the Cactus Jack.
yeah.
Jack and Coke.
And
bro.
then the fact that I looked at the one poor guy, I'm like, right, are we going to eat him or what? I was kind of like, they're like, you're more than welcome to join into me. And I was like,
What was their buffet like?
Their buffet? Oh, jeez. Camembert.
Pigs.
Everything you want. There was
You're in your
a
element.
stuffed per person on the table. It's like, just work away at it, kid.
Granny Smith up their mouth.
They were burning £20 notes and all. I was like,
That's it, like the Bullers Club.
I was at on the weekend there, Cage Warriors in Belfast, right?
Yes, right.
Just-
I didn't get to ask you,
Yes.
but that was good.
So,
how'd your fight go?
Oh fuck yeah! look at me, not a scratch. You see the alley guy. but oh my, like I mean, I have never seen so much smacked out male
Shabs.
testosterone in a
Yes.
fucking ruined my life. So basically, what happened was we got there and first fight, this Northern Ireland boy got absolutely sparked out by
Yeah.
this like huge black dude, and I was like, no, this is awesome. This is awesome.
This is
Like,
it.
Now this is sport.
Yes,
This is living.
This is amazing, right? But we were sitting there, and like two of the boys, everyone's like running up and down for pints the whole time.
Yeah.
And in one of the times, these two rams, McDade boys, came and sat in their seat, and I was like, I'm not telling them. The boys sitting there like I couldn't be bored, but they're like only like 18, 19. They're really young, and the boys come back and like, sorry, I'm sitting there. So one of them got out of the seat, and the arm was still sitting there. And my mate was like, would you mind getting a seat? He goes, ah, sure, when we go scoochie, half and all. And he was like, no, like there's so many free seats, don't do that. So then your boy was just being a wetter, being like, get out of the seat. And he's like, not getting out. And I turned to the boy in front of me, I was like, look, he's about 30 seconds to get out of the seat before that boy punches him in the throat. Like, he goes, shouldn't do that, mate. He does MMA.
Oh, here we go.
fuck's
And I was
sake.
just like, everybody here does MMA.
Ah.
And I was chatting to him, and I was like, what's your record, mate? And he's like, I've had 3 fights, haven't won any of them yet. Like, but
Did you start laying in?
so then we were looking, I was like, right, if this we can start digging this boy then. But eventually you get out of the seat then, right? And was sitting in front of us, and my mate's then, he wouldn't stop slobbering. He was bait by, you better stop slobbering. And this is the first time he's ever done this to me. He goes, he's a stand-up comedian. And I was just like,
What's happened to me? He's a
I was
stand-up
like-
comedian. He
I was
like your
like-
boxing.
and I was looking, I was like, as if like what does that got to do with anything?
That's the worst thing ever when people say that.
And then people around me started turning around at the event. We're like looking
Who
around,
the
like,
fuck's that
who's-
guy?
yeah,
Conor McGregor.
literally like,
is that
who's
guy?
that guy? And I was sitting there absolutely mortified, like, and they're
Yeah.
like, go on, tell us a joke. And I was like, no. And then your wee fella slobbered something to me. He goes, fuck up, you're wearing pre. And everyone around just started fucking pissing themselves laughing. And then he was trying to turn to me and he goes, at least I'm not you fucking wee skeet. And then everyone's like, oh Jesus Christ, I don't need for that, lad. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is the weirdest event of all time. Like, and everyone just wanted to fight each other the whole time.
Is it like, you know, when I've watched you, I'm not big into UFC, like, but when I've watched with my mates, there's sometimes like you see them, they're all shadow boxing the TV, you know, like really getting into it.
Yeah.
It's just like a full arena of boys like that. Like,
That's what it was. Like, you literally, like, you just look at something, you want to go, and I was like, to my seat, yes. Like, what the hell is the crack
for a
here?
drink after this.
The worst one is like, see when you go to like an amateur boxing night in like a hotel. Like, remember the last episode I was talking about meeting John Sue? It was at one of them ones. It was in the Sega Hotel in Portadown, and it's just like amateur boxers, right? So the fights are funny because they just buys
People are swinging for the fences.
windmill, like,
Yeah.
right? But the whole crowd is full of absolute fucking head the balls, right? Like, everyone's fucking on gear. And everyone's off their head. The best fights happen in like the smoking area as opposed to in the ring. It's just fucking nuts. Like, I'd highly recommend it.
Have you ever done one of them, like, white collar boxing things? No.
No.
Your luscious boxing career that started last week
Yeah.
hasn't taken off like that yet.
So it's going to be a segue into the question of who would win the fight: 6 Kieran Francos or 2 Pete Giffins?
I don't know, like I'd say you'd be the
What the
lift.
hell?
You'd be
Who
the lift
asked
them
that,
up.
by the way?
Phil Galt.
Phil Galt asked that, right? Okay.
So clearly Phil wants to see me and Pete fight,
Yeah.
which isn't going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. Well, for the right money, it might be like Fury and Jake Paul.
The Big Show and Floyd Mayweather. To be fair, Floyd won just because.
Yeah, that would be funny though, like a comedians.
There was talk of one time. Who would you like to go up? Like, actually, wait, hang on.
Well, we definitely would not be involved.
No. But let's say we were hypothetically involved, right? You pick someone for everyone fights. So you pick who Kieran fights. You pick who I fight. And I fight who you pick who you fight. Joe, instead of picking yourself. So who are you going to say is going to fight Pete?
Fuck. I would like to see Pete fight.
There's someone I want to say, but
It's like fuck's sake.
I have no idea.
You know exactly who
you're saying.
I took me a wee minute to get who you're on about.
I want us all to fight that person.
Pete should fight his clone, Justin Freeburn.
Justin Freeburn? Is he my clone?
the Craig Alvin versus the.
Maybe if I wore a beanie hat, it would look more like Justin
Yeah.
Freeburn. That's probably a slag of Justin Freeburn.
Justin Freeburn delighted, shout out.
I'd probably just pick a female one for you just to get you cancelled, like. Just because you're on the rise, and if I get him cancelled, he's less competition for me. So I just get you to fight somebody shouldn't, so then I can cancel it.
I
can
would
take
throw
all
you
your
up
gigs.
against Robbie McShane. I think the battle of the mustaches would be so sexy.
Mine's is like a wee bit fucking, I don't know, blonde. It's what my dad calls a 5-a-side mustache.
A five?
Five hairs, you'll said.
Yes.
I
Get
was
him on the
gonna say,
pod.
it's not quite howdy doodly, just quite yet. Like,
It was sports day today in school, and I wore a matching tracksuit. And then one of the history teachers goes, "You look like that boy from dodgeball."
Hold on. We should probably get some context. You're not a student.
Oh no,
You
no,
do.
yeah.
but you did win. You
I didn't win. I won a
That just sounds like you go to fucking sports days and look at people.
But the kids that came up and were like, my legs sore, and I'm like, I'm trying to have a conversation here.
What are they doing at sports days now? What's the big event? Remember, it used to be like Expo, like it was big in our school.
It's a big celebration of mediocrity.
Yeah. Is it generally that thing now where there's no winners? Is that it? Is it like that?
Fuck off.
The kid who completed the race that no one expected to take part, and but he done the race. They were like, yo, and he was walking about with 4 medals around him at the end of the day.
Michael
What a wee
Phelps.
It's like I was like showing everybody his medals, but I've got 4 medals, and the kid who came first was like busted, sitting there sweating, being like, I didn't get anything.
Say primary school kids, I agree with that there. Primary school kids, maybe don't want all that kind of. See, once you get the age of about 10, you can deal with rejection, and you need to be.
I think they should do it from every age. Just
Every age.
first, second, third. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's fair enough. But
You lost.
I could understand the argument.
I get
of
the concept
like
for it.
6-year-olds and all. But see, once you get to about 10, you need to learn that not everyone gets to win everything. And you don't get a medal just for taking part, and you have to
I'm terrified for what that next generation is going to be like. Participation medals. They grew up through COVID. They're going to be awful.
Imagine if you got rounds of applause for taking a part in stand up. You were guaranteed every time you went up on stage, everyone laughed at you. And
But that
clapped.
ruins all of the fun of it.
Exactly.
The fun is doing shit and people being like, "Hear me, that was crap," and you're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, I know."
There's some people that get up and think they get all them rounds of applause and claps.
Just blew the roof off everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking sort of sport, this sort of ties in nicely. Gavin Haddock asked.
Connor Cody to Man United.
Gavin Haddock asked, and this is clearly relating to the Armagh in the quarterfinals. What's the exact quote? People who jump on the bandwagon of GAA who wouldn't know the difference between a point and a goal every other time of the year. What's your opinions on that? So obviously Armagh into the quarterfinals, and every cunt and their dog from Lurgan was down on. Everyone.
That was the same as
people
down
who
around.
clearly wouldn't normally be in the GAA. What's your opinions on that? Do you think it's fair game, or do you think it's
I think bandwagon's fine.
I'm
Do you remember the McGregor and all bandwagon, all them things? I think that's absolutely fine.
The World Cup, the amount of people who don't watch football, and as soon as the World Cup comes on, they know every player and they're proper into it. I think it's fair enough.
I think it's fair enough as well. It's easy to go, oh, you didn't like it all year round, but
do you know what does my head in though? It's when people go to them games and don't have a clue. My ma loves her football and stuff.
That's what Gavin said.
Yeah, no, that does my head in. My ma yesterday did the most ma thing ever. Armagh were losing by 6 points by 10 minutes, 5 minutes score, whatever it was.
I fell asleep during it.
And I looked in the group chat and my mum just goes, Armagh need to be very brave. I'm like,
the brave to win.
Oh fuck, we didn't think of
I
that.
was like, what a shit
When
statement. Because my sister's at the game, she's like, devastated. They just need to be brave. I was like,
if they score, they will win.
yeah.
They just didn't have enough candles lit for them at home.
What do you think of the penalties in GA? What you taking that?
No, I fell asleep during. I generally did.
You missed the finish.
I was down.
I was working
I watched
during
5 minutes of the first. I don't watch.
You
GA.
wouldn't have watched it anyway.
No.
I don't watch GA. But is it a penalty in GA? Is that where you run up and solo
No,
towards
it's
them?
literally a soccer penalty in Gaelic nets.
Right.
It makes
Okay.
no sense. It's not like a fundamental skill game or nothing.
But that doesn't normally happen then. Is that
No,
the
they
whole
only introduced it this year.
Oh fuck! Right. Okay.
So normally it's the GA. If it goes to a draw, it's normally a replay, and they get another 100 million Joe selling
Yeah.
for park again, like
They
whatever
should
it
just
is.
do what they do in basketball, and it's just overtime and overtime until someone.
That's what I mean. Or golden point in Gaelic would be lit. Throw the ball up and it's just red afterwards.
That would be nuts, like.
There was also a guy when the full time whistle went. I don't know if you've seen it. Like eye gouged a boy.
Is that the boy in the black body warmer?
Yeah.
He runs
He
over-
went to my school.
Shock he was wearing a gilet, like, you know
He
what I
went to my
mean?
school.
Yeah.
So he's a couple of years younger than me, like.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
He's not a player, anything, is he?
Is he?
I so honest.
Oh, for fuck's
He's
sake.
banned from GM.
Can you
anyway,
name
like,
him?
probably so like.
I can't name him, but yeah, he's a player, like.
Is he from Lurgan?
Yeah.
Nice.
Dot.
And his name, he's here tonight.
But
sure
like,
it's
it was a
podcast.
proper old scrap afterwards, like.
It actually was. I like a wee bit of fisticuffs after a game, like, but I don't mind
And
that.
someone get like a Galway player strong a dig as well, like.
Yeah, but right, and that's the other thing. So, see, when a GA match ends and goes to extra time, all the red cards are rescinded and everyone comes back on. So, the referee actually red carded 2 boys for that incident and then just came straight back on.
What do you
For
mean?
fuck's sake.
So, red cards, so imagine like a soccer, if you got a red card in the 45th minute in the soccer
Aye.
game, if it goes to extra time, that gets wiped clean. You can field a brand new 15 and bring everyone back on
Oh, I
again.
didn't know that.
It's not mental.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's so stupid. So stupid. Like, you
Yeah.
could literally curb stomp someone in the game, like, come on back on for the last 20, lad.
Alright, listen, you've done your time, bring him out.
So, like, how long's Gaelic have? 35 minutes?
35 minutes ago, yeah.
So, in the 68th minute, or 69th minute, if it's drawn, say 10 points each, I run over and dack a head off you. I
Yeah.
know that I'll essentially can come back on
So if you've
30
been doing my
seconds.
head in all match, I'd be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
May as well just go and do it now.
And that's why we love it. That's why we love it.
Fair play.
But not mad.
What do we like for time there, guys?
Let me see. You're actually pretty close. 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes
We'll do
ago.
another 5 minutes.
Fair.
Yeah. Any more questions come in?
I had a weird one, which I don't really understand. I think you might have to
Translate?
explain this to
Okay,
me.
go ahead.
Can you ask Kieran about the blood diamond he received from the Liberian President Charles Taylor?
Who's this from exactly?
This is from a guy called Sean.
Alright, well, I have no idea what the blood diamond is, and that money was just resting in my account.
This guy.
Oh, him? Can you ask him? But listen, I have a shitty past, and that's a look at this.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't know what
Yeah,
that meant.
how do you think I'm living in this house?
He owns all these apartments. Every single one.
Yeah, that diamond will go back to the true owners eventually when I'm done
Eventually?
with it. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, we got shitty things we need to tie up and stuff, and the Liberian president will get his family back when he pays the money.
Okay, that's nice to know.
Yeah, so we wraps it up. You know.
We'll work it out. We'll get them on the podcast next week. We'll try to sit down and have a chat about it and
Yeah.
get everything squared up for next week.
So far, anyone who's sent in a question for me has been absolute fucking space.
Fucking
Oh,
Yeah.
you should see the other ones I have on there. They're like, there's one of them is like, I don't even know if I can say them. Like, can you please tell Kieran to explain all of his sexual exploits and all?
This is making me have a very shitty past, which I'm not. I'm clean cut. I'm salt of the
You've
earth.
got a mustache, are you clean cut?
I'm salt of the earth, clean cut, blue collar, Kieran.
Blue colour, Kieran.
If you ever get on to hosting the Oscars, all the truth's going to come out. You're absolutely screwed. You just need to lay low.
Don't want to host the Oscars. Want to host the Belfast version of it.
He's
What's
the
that?
hosting the fucking Balmoral show.
Hey boys, back me, Kieran Franco.
Oh, jeez, hey, that's way looking fucking pretty cat there.
The winner wins a big thing of semi-skim milk.
Blue milk for the
Maybe
prize.
not for the, yeah.
Blue milk for dessert.
Any other questions? I think I'm
I think I'm
questioned
all
out.
right. That's been a real higgledy-piggledy
Yeah.
podcast, like with
Quite
questions and
enjoyed
stuff
it.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a lot
good
of fun.
crack. And what did you think of the Room 101? I think
Yeah, I got
Very
something off my
honorary shout out
chest.
to all the
Yeah, you
alcoholics.
seem to you seem a lot more calm.
it seemed
now.
really good for you. Yeah, it's good
I was
for you.
I was like built up, full of tension when they arrived, but now I'm just relaxed and at one was in.
So the first episode there of Room 101, bad customers and off license. So if you like the idea of that concept, give us a comment below.
And if you ever drink in an off license or come to an off license and see me behind the counter, don't talk to me.
And
It's
don't
that
get in the
simple.
fridge with your back.
Yeah.
with your
I feel
lap
like
in
we're going
it.
to have a massive spike in apple sours. Cactus Jack and Coke in your
Cactus
off
Jack and
this week.
Coke.
Yeah.
I'm doing that tonight when I get home. I'm going to have a Jack and Coke and put the feet up.
If you
What
see
he's
me
got-
in an off license, leave
What
me
has he
be.
got coming up this week? What he's doing?
I'm
Oh, yes.
headlining a chicken box on Thursday and I'm MC'd by someone close to my heart.
Who's that?
You
Who's
can
that?
be my wingman anytime.
I'm MCing Chicken Box. Like, I am actually shittingly nervous about that. Like, super nervous about that. But yeah, it should be a good crack. I actually cannot wait to do it. Like, it's going to be so much fun.
And then there's Stendhal Festival on Saturday with it's me, Kelly Ray Minogue, and Luke
Brilliant.
McGibbon all on the same stage,
That's
which
brilliant
I'm really,
lineup,
really
like.
excited
Ooh,
for.
what a saucy.
And I've got my plus one, Mike Carlisle, with me as well.
Very good.
Top man.
I've got my first ever double this week.
You doing the double?
I'm doing the double. On
Is it
Thursday.
a Carabao Cup and FA Cup? Yeah, or what kind of
as a Liverpool fan, yes, it is. I'm thinking about
the
doing
bus
material on Origi and Minamino just because it's the cup competitions. Yeah, I've got my first double. I've got East Laughs on Thursday. I've asked to go on first there, and then I'm going round and I'm doing pugs.
Nice.
With
big man things, pugs. That's good.
Big man thing. So I'm really excited to do it. Dave Elliott, obviously, Kieran Bartlett, Mickey Bartlett, and Ishan Akbar.
Holy shit!
It's a some lineup, like
what a lineup.
Ishan Akbar from Have a Word podcast, like
that's mad.
yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. And then
Been our wee selfie there.
100%. I need a clear fucking
Get them
room on
in.
my phone here to make this. Friday, I've got. I can never say the name of this gig. Delacroix.
Delacroix up in there.
There,
Yeah.
it might be cancelled. I don't know. And then on Sunday, I've got Filthies, which is with.
That's like kickoff night, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the first one of that there. So get tickets to that. Filthies. It's Dave Elliott and William Thompson and myself. So
Happy
that's it
days,
this week.
stack
So
wee lineup.
it's good. It's a good week for me. So hopefully it goes to plan.
That is very busy. I have chicken box, and then next week I think I'm doing Dublin as well. So down to Stitches, down to the Free State.
Enjoy, fella.
Yeah, to do Stitches at the big room. So that should be, and then Louth as well. It's coming
Louth,
up.
yeah.
Louth as well. It's coming up. So yeah, busy. I gallivanting well. I haven't been down south in a while actually, so really looking forward to it. It's always good crack down there.
Yeah.
Good crack.
Happy days, push.
Anything else going? Is that us? We all wrapped up?
I think that's us. Just yet again, guys, subscribe, like all that.
Any
boring
feedback?
Stuff.
Anything you like,
Listen on
dislike?
Spotify, YouTube. Drop any comments below. What you thought about that Room 101. If you have any other ideas for like segments to do, we'll take it on board. Any other questions? Follow on social media, all that
Yeah.
kind of.
And check out for I'm gonna try and get a few stand-up clips and all up this week as well.
Yeah, we'll get more clips.
We're getting more clips up. Also, if you see the clips, don't be afraid. Give me a share.
Yeah.
No,
we
we
take any publicity we can get.
Tag the boys.
We're on TikTok now as well.
Goes a long way. Yeah. Picture
Twitter.
TikTok admin. You love it.
Yes.
You love it.
I know.
It's class. But yeah, guys, right. Thanks very much, and we'll see you all again in the next
Pleasure.
one.
See you soon.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Pleasure, lads.